Call hello Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Salutations to you brothers in the highways and byways. Salutations also goes out to you brothers and few sisters that tune in to listen and learn. I'm the brother Malak from the Diligent Soldier Camp here in Boston, Mass. And as always, I pray this lesson be edifying to the elect. All right, this is going to be a quick hit news and prophecy, man. We're just going to go right into it. All right, this is retired Colonel Douglas McGregor spitting facts, man. Okay, let's get right into it.
Something else, though, that's going on here that nobody pays any attention to. Our entire economy is based on two critical pillars. One is cheap energy. The second is cheap credit. And as energy becomes more and more expensive, credit dries up. In other words, you have to pay more interest for the money you borrow. We already know that we have a liquidity crisis, not just in banks, but in private equity funds. You've got BlackRock and KKR and others right now that are trying to borrow cash against the assets they have under management. Just imagine that. That's because they have no cash to pay out to people that want their money. And they've now simply said, we're not going to pay you any money based upon what you invested with us. This is a very bad sign. And as the energy becomes more expensive, as it goes to $110 a barrel of oil, $120, $130, $140, $150, and keeps going until this crisis ends globally, we're going to go under financially. You're going to have a crisis here that makes 2007 and 2008 look mild. Many economists are predicting not just a serious recession, but certainly in much of the world, depression.
That's right. That's right. Let's get some scriptures real quick, man. Because this is all orchestrated, man. That's what you have to understand, all right? This is the book of Sirach 10 and 8, also known as Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach. It says, 10 and 8, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. That deceit going into orchestrated, man. They orchestrated this. I'm not saying that deceit means orchestrating, right? But this has been orchestrated, man. And they deceived the people, man, into thinking that they had it under control, or you know, that people were going to be getting their investment back, or that the nations of the countries' economies were going to get better. And what are you seeing, man? It's been getting worse and worse every year, man. You know, 2010, people were better off, right? This is a little after the depression that went on, or recession that went on in 07 and 08, when these niggas was giving out predatory loans purposely, because it's all orchestrated, you know, to attack not only here, the finances from people here, but worldwide, man. All right, and as he said, it's going to be worse than 07 and 08. Everything that's about to happen is going to make that look like it was nothing, a walk in the park, basically, man. You know, this is what this man does, man. He lies and he cheats and he gets his ways, man. But it's soon going to stop, man. All right. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble and be strong, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble and the strong men shall bow themselves. This is why you see the morals of the military very low. Ain't nobody wanna fight for this bitch. There's people contemplating smoking weed so they could not get drafted or whatever, you know, because they're about to do, you know, officiate that draft by December, if I'm not mistaken. They're raising the ages from I think it was 20 something to all the way up to like 42. You know, I just beat that by a year, you know, but I have a 21-year-old. And, you know, hey, this is why we're coming into a time where you're going to have to solely rely on the Lord, man. No ifs and buts about it. No doubts. It's just pure faith in Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because there are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, man. Because this is going to get so fucking bad, man. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to be working. I mean, unemployment is up crazy. You know, I forget the name of the guy. Man. No, the one from PayPal. He just wants to make journalists get locked up or anything, if anything, for speaking against the technocracy. But you have other people that years ago have said that that employees should be punished, or the workforce should be punished by making it harder on them, oppressing them. All right, openly he said this shit, man. And years later, what do you have? Almost no full-time jobs. You know, they'll pay you 18, 19, 20 bucks an hour, but won't give you enough hours to survive. People are not renewing their leases because they can't afford it, but they also can't afford to move because you need a deposit and a good credit and this, that, and the third. People with good credit, with $75,000 worth of income, with no student loans to worry about, are getting denied. All right, for houses, for loans, man, for cribs, man. Okay. Not to mention the fact that said company, BlackRock and others, are buying all these fucking all the real estate. You know, to what, for what? To control you, man. Because what's coming is a technocracy. You know what I mean? And how did the elder call it? Token something. I have it right here, actually. Salakia, man. I don't mean to veer off, but you know, as the spirit. Where is it? Didn't I look for that? I could have sworn I looked for it. No, I guess not, man. But basically, man, you're gonna own nothing and be miserable, man. Because anything you buy a car, for you to listen to the radio, you'll be charged. For you to put the AC, you'll be charged. For you to warm up the heats, you'll be charged. Okay? You know? Taxes on top of all that, man. Pure oppression, man. You know? Pure hell on earth, man. Because it's always been on hell, man, on earth, man. Hell is a fucking situation of discomfort, man. Straits, you know. It's not a place where you go fucking fry and bake and get graped and all types of shit over and over and over again nonstop for the rest of your life. That's stupid, man. That's a fucking made up story to squeeze the money out of the people. Back in the day when the universal Christians came up with it, with the Catholic Christians came up with that, man. The elites of those people, which is why they never allow people to read the scriptures, because they'll see that it was all bullshit. Okay? There's no balance in that, man. That's calling the Lord an unbalanced, unjust power. Okay? Just to stick to the point, man. Let's read that one over again. Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, all right? And you see them trembling right now, first and foremost, with the men of the Lord being set in order by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. All right, that got them shaking in their boots, man, in their red bottoms, right? Which is symbolic for all the fucking blood they just step on and don't care about, man. The bloody man, you know? But blood is gonna pursue you, as the scriptures say, man. The Lord's gonna make sure of that. All right, it says, and the strong men shall bow themselves. These niggas do not want to fight, man. Okay? But they're going to be forced to. And guess what? They're not coming back from war. They're all going to die over there, man. They're all going to be unalived by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, which is a man of war. All right? The scriptures tell you that. It says, and the grinders cease because there are few. There's no jobs. And those that look out the windows be darkened because there's despair, anguish. You know what I'm saying? Anxiety through the fucking roof, stress through the fucking roof, suicides up crazy because, hey, don't nobody want to live anymore, man. People are coming out in their videos, man, by the dozens of videos every day, and they're asking like, what the fuck is the point? You know, what is the point? People are fucking depleted from wanting to do anything because there's no point to it, man. You know. Edomites ain't having babies because fuck for. I mean, a lot of them are into the same sex. The ones that are not are into jakes. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't bringing forth their own. You know, and by that I mean the women. You know, it's all fucked up. Everything's out of course, man, because this man is in charge and the earth is mourning, man. The earth is mourning because this man, the wicked, is in charge, man. There's no other way to put it. That's what it is. All right. Let's go back to this man talking. Go back just 2 seconds. Hit the volume, press play.
Not just a serious recession, but certainly in much of the world, depression. And I think all of these things are what President Putin was trying to convey to President Trump because at some point, everybody says these Americans are maniacs.
Right.
They've lost their minds.
They did.
They're going to destroy the whole world.
That's right.
And so
Let's get a
suddenly you
scripture
have
on that,
China.
man. You know, because it's very true. And whether they're Edomites that are here or abroad or anywhere, they're all Edomites. And the scriptures clearly tell you, as the roughly paraphrasing, as the people, as the governor also are the people, basically, right? Because these people vote for them. You know, and the way you know that is the fact that, you know, people should worry more about voting. If you're gonna worry about voting or whatever, it's on state and city level, man. Because the you know, these elected presidents and shit, that's not chosen by you. It's chosen by the elites that pay their salary, that own them. Okay. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12, man. This is coming. There's other scriptures, but I wanted to go for the jugular, right? It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, right, the so-called white man, the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he has but a short time, man. Because all these financial woes that are orchestrated by them, okay, is gonna all lead to the MO to the TB, man, right? Because that's the type of dystopian future that they want for the earth, where the ones that are left that they haven't, you know, fin off or deleted, you know, are able to be controlled better or more efficiently, you know, without a worry. Because their biggest worry is basically the whole earth waking up to their bullshit and going against them with no remorse, which the scriptures speak about that, man. You know, sedition among men, you know, not regarding their princesses, going into their governors. All right. That's soon to come, man. You know, and you're going to see that at an all-time high, man. And it goes into Jacob's trouble, man. All right. A day like no other, man. It's going to be bad for Jake and it's going to be bad for Esau, man. Really crazy. Koholo Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah for that, man. All right. Let's go back to this guy.
Yeah. They're going to destroy the whole world. And so suddenly you have China, which is obviously...
I just thought of another one. Let me see if I got it. If I got it. Let me see. I don't got that one. No, but let's get it right here. Because Esau's the goddamn devil, man. I believe I could pull it up like this. This one is the King James Bible Online is fucking hacked. and whoever's hacking it is holding their ransom. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, man. It's crazy. Out of everything, out of all fucking websites to take over and hack, why you think they doing that one, man? Showing you, man, that this thing could be over any second too, man. Because the Lord, all he got to do is put the spirit on these niggas to make a couple moves, and it's a wrap, man. And things escalate really quickly. Okay? It hasn't even been a year that this man has been in office, man, in 2026. And look at all the fuck shit that's going on, right? All the prophecies that are hitting, which is not a fuck shit. I take that back. All the prophecies that are hitting, man. This is the book of Matthew 24, and I'll go straight to the point. 22. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened, right? You wonder why the days are going by so fast? That's why, man. You know, you can't tell the times. You're not able to discern the time that you're in because you're worried too much about the things about the flesh, about what's going on with money. You know, with your lady that's only worried about things that are man, I forget the word right now, man. But basic things of the world, man. Nothing spiritual. All right. That was the point I wanted to make on that. Got a few more scripts and end it. Let's finish out with this man talking a little more.
Dependent upon the energy, even though they have stockpiled more oil than perhaps anybody else.
Let me go back a little bit.
They've lost their minds. Yeah. They're going to destroy the whole world.
Right.
And so suddenly you have China, which is obviously very dependent upon the energy, even though they have stockpiled more oil than perhaps anybody else. They're rapidly expanding their nuclear power. They've got enormous quantities of coal and coal-fired plants. They've done a lot of work in renewables. China will survive this. Japan and Korea, they're on the edge.
All for nothing. All for nothing, man. China ain't surviving shit. All right? Moab ain't surviving shit. Let's get it. I got it over here already pulled up. Jeremiah 40 and 42. And Moab should be destroyed from being a people because he has magnified himself against the Lord. There's other scriptures that speak on, the fact that he has joined himself, man. Like Esau, adopting a lot of his philosophies, whatever, and also, it's been a defense mechanism against Babylon, because they got hit a couple times over there, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, so they're playing the same tactic as Esau, man. But at the same time, hey, the Lord saw that, man. The Lord's gonna destroy these niggas for that shit, man. China don't got next. You know what I mean? No other nation got next but Israel, man. All right, Yasharallah. It's all bullshit, man. Get a little more.
Coal and coal-fired plants. They've done a lot of work in renewables. China will survive this.
All in vain.
Japan and Korea, they're on the edge. And these people are supposed to be our friends. Mm-hmm. And we've done enormous damage to them. Same thing's true in India. And at some point, Egypt, which is trying to feed 100 million people and is having great difficulty doing so, is going to face famine. And then, of course, you have the Turks at the other end.
Right.
All of these states are being pushed into a state of war, not just...
That's right. That's right. That's the spirit of the Lord, man. All right. Making all that happen. And then check this out. We'll go straight to the point. Obadiah, this beautiful chapter, one chapter in the book of Obadiah, man. And most Christians don't even know that this book exists. Okay. It shows you how much they don't read. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy, right? Go see who Esau done have become confederate with, or just to overtake overtake Israel as a whole, man. Okay? All the men of that confederacy, because all these niggas know who we are, minus our own people. Okay? But the elect, it was brought back to the remembrance of the elect. This is why we gotta always praise Yahweh Bahashim and Yahweh Shah for everything, especially for the fact that he left the remnant, man. Okay, which is why the brothers starting with the apostles on down have always mentioned the elect, man. That was the remnant. If it wasn't for that remnant, man, all Israel would be destroyed, man. And would also prove the fact, will prove these people that God ain't with us, but God is with us. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is with us, man. We're His people. He's our God, not theirs. Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, right? Because Esau was always for himself, and these people were even though they were reaping some benefits, you know what I'm saying? They always got the short end of the stick, and now they're getting almost nothing because Esau is on some madness, It says, I'll read it over again. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Esau don't even know this is coming towards him, man. He's blindsided himself. He's his biggest fucking problem, man. Okay? There's only a little bit left. I'm almost closing out.
These states are being pushed into a state of war, not just with Israel, but ultimately with us. Because without Israel, we wouldn't be doing any of this.
Everything's in the scriptures, man. Everything is in the scripture. Funny, a Christian friend of mine used to tell me the same thing, and then when I talk to him about these things, all of a sudden is bullshit, man. Asked that man one time. I know I said it before, but I just can't believe it. Asked him one time if he wanted the Lord to come back, and the short answer, he wants to see his children grow and have children of himself. Man, Christianity is fucking worse than meth, man. Meth, crystal, coke, all that at the same fucking time. It's worse than all that. They got our people all fucked up in the head, all docile, man. Loving their enemy while while the enemy is screwing them over, they're just like, more please, more please. Jeremiah 50:45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh, that he has taken against Babylon. This is us hearing the Lord, right? And his purpose that he has purposed against the land of the Chaldeans, because we also tell these people what the deal is. We're the prophets of doom to these people, and they know it. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Who's the least of the flock of the Edomites? Them dirty ass 1948ers, man. Okay? The whole world is seeing them for their true color, man. That crimson, that criminal that he is. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, right? And we have. This is what this man just said. You know, Israel wouldn't be nothing without without Babylon. But Israel got these 48ers got Babylon so much by the cojones, by the balls, man. Excuse my French if you want to not. That you know, Israel says jump and Esau says how high, man. The Edomites over here say how high. Okay, for the most part. Because a lot of people are totally against these 48ers. A lot of Edomites. A lot of, you know, the rest of the tribes of Esau. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. And they did, right? Because, hey, Babylon went and attacked Iran. And they also thinking about Greenland and other fucking other places over there. All that belongs to us, buddy. But for the purposes of prophecy and the name of the Lord, all right, for the sake of the name of the Lord, all these things got to happen, man. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make there the Edomites over here in Babylon, their habitation desolate with them, with Israel also, because Israel's gonna get cleansed also, man. All right, remember the fire is a cleansing agent, man. And the noise of the taking of Babylon and the earth is moved. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved. And the cry is heard among the nations, man. Everybody's gonna know that that is up for this bitch, man. Beautiful. All right? That's gonna be our next and last scripture. Listen in real quick.
Ultimately with us. Because without Israel, we wouldn't be doing any of this. And they all know it. So Russia, China, Egypt, Turkey, India, who knows who else may join such a coalition to force us to stop. I'd prefer that we not go there. And I think President Trump ought to end this stupid blockade. I think he adopted the blockade approach because that was the only thing they could think of short of going back to war. But the blockade isn't going to work because the world's not going to tolerate that. So I think he's increasingly moving in the direction of going back to bombing and missile strikes, which again, I don't think is going to prove effective.
Yeah.
It isn't. Yeah, that's right. It isn't going to prove effective. And this is all orchestrated by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, man, who the scriptures describes as a man of war. All right? This is how he's going to get his purpose through. All right? Because all Esau is, starting with Amalek, is not only his whipping stick, but his tool, man. Esau's a tool. All right? So much so that the pride that the Lord put inside this motherfucker has him thinking that the Lord is with him, or at the very least not against him, right? Jeremiah 50:14, and we'll end it off over here. Put yourselves in array against Babylon, round about, all ye that bend the bow. Oh, this is why Israel got a problem with Iran or any other nation having out there in the West having nuclear capability. Because these motherfuckers know. These were the people that hired these scholars to figure out what the scriptures mean, man. And the parts that they never could figure out, he had the men of the Lord out here in the highways and byways explaining it. And Esau, the Lord has put it in Esau's mind to not only realize but believe that. Which is why they shaking in their boots, man. Which is why they trying to go after all these nations with nuclear capability, man. Because as long as they have it, it's a real threat, man. It's a real threat. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. It's a wrap for this place, man. It's a wrap for the power that Esau has and the position that he was put in by Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right? He's the only one that's going to take the sword and that power back from him, man. And we rejoice in that. And you should too, man. Okay? You new listeners that are coming in, man, it will behoove you to pray, you know, to get more understanding of the things that are coming out in these last days, man, because we're coming to a time where, hey, the internet is going to be put out. The word of the Lord is not going to be heard anymore in the streets, man. And then what you're going to do? I pray this lesson was edifying. In closing, I want to give all honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rukakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, being great examples to us younger brothers. Salutations to your brothers that are out there in the highways and byways. Hold fast, brothers. We are almost out of this, man. Almost out of this bitch. All right? To you brothers and few sisters that also tune in to listen and learn the rest of the hopeful elect. To you all, I say shalom, hold fast. Hey, a Bible ball and Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.